In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a PCard expense report. Within the Emburse system, we are asking that each Wednesday, all PCard items from the previous 7 days are allocated and submitted. Best practice would be to get in here and to create a report on a weekly basis. There are two different ways you can create a report for your PCard charges. The first, on your dashboard, you will see unused items. It should say if you have any unused credit card items. That just means that US Bank has sent these charges to be allocated for you. You can click on the number. So in this example here, it says 3 credit card items. Clicking that will bring up a different screen here to the right. You can see I have 3 charges that need to be allocated and submitted. So I can go that route. I can click the number of unused credit card items and then select each of these and then click Add to Report to create a PCard report. That's the first way to do it. The second way to do it is to just simply create a new expense report, and we're going to designate it as a PCard report. So to do that, on the dashboard, in this expense header here, go ahead and click the plus create button. Doing that will let us set up the report first and then add whichever unused PCard items to the report we'd like. With the old US Bank system, you would submit each PCard allocation individually. Within Emburse, you will have to go in and create a report and then put your charges in a report. Because we're asking you to do this on a weekly basis, you could name each report a weekly report. You could say PCard charges February 24th, 2025. If you had an event, you could say PCard charges for French chef visit. If you're using grant charges in one instance, you could do 2 reports. You could have a report for your weekly PCard charges February 24th, and then you could say weekly PCard charges grants February 24th. You could divide it however you'd like. It's really up to you. It's just giving you some examples there. Let's get started. Let's create a PCard expense report. Just maybe give you some more clarity once I show you the steps here. We're going to start by clicking the plus create button on the expense header here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my report a name. I'm just going to call it PCard charges 2/24/2025. After I have given my report a name, I'm going to type in my business purpose. I'm just going to type in here PCard charges. Under report type, I'm going to select PCard. And then, is this report travel related? So the system, if you clicked yes, the system is going to set up a lot of compliance checks based on our travel procedure. So it may just be best practice. If you did have any travel related charges, maybe put them on their own separate report. The last thing you would want is a lot of flags and warnings on just most of your everyday spend when maybe only 1 or 2 things were travel related. So if you did travel, go ahead and click yes. Okay, so if you do select that your report is travel related, it's going to ask you the type of travel. So you'll use the drop down and you'll select in-state or out of state. And then, is this travel for an athletic event or athletic recruiting? So if you are a coach and you do select this checkbox, it's going to bypass that out of state pre-approval form that we do ask most people to complete. So make sure that you are just checking this box if that does apply to you. If you are all done with the screen, hit save. So once you click save, it will bring up all of your unused PCard charges. These are direct from the bank, so you could click them all and add them to this report we created. Or if you are going to create separate reports, you could decide which ones you want in each report. So say I wanted 2 of these in my weekly PCard report, and then let's say I plan to create a new report just for the one charge that's going to be on a grant. You could leave that by itself here. So you can check these boxes individually, or you can select them all and then you just click add on the top here. For the purpose of this training, I'm just going to select the first one and I'm going to click add. Here it has changed my screen. It would like me to select a valid expense type. What I found is that sometimes it'll try to guess. So like if you had Casey's gas station, it would try to guess that it's gasoline even if you ordered pizza from there. You could always click this icon here to select a different expense tile if it chose gas for you and you're like, no, that was food for students. You could just click here and go to a different tile type. So if it ever guesses, just make sure you just are cognizant of what tile it's got you on, because these tiles are married to certain account codes. Alright, so the system does not know how to categorize this charge, so we get to pick where it goes. We'll click the tile, and from there we are just going to, for this training, we're going to pick professional development, and then we'll click books and publications. So as you can see, the top portion here, it needs from us, what is the business purpose and who's paying for it. So it wants business purpose and index. And then below you will see the details that came right from the bank. So when was the charge? How much was it? Who was it to? So if you need to reference that at all. Business purpose, I'm going to say books bought for professional development event. Index, I'm going to plug in CONOFF. Once you're done doing that, you'll scroll to the bottom of the section here. This is where you will add your receipt attachment. And then once that all looks good, you're going to hit save. Alright, let's add some more PCard charges to this report. We're just going to click this plus button here, and then we are going to select the next PCard charge to do, and then we'll click add. Again, we're going to select a valid expense tile, and we are going to give it a home. So for the purpose of this training, I'm going to call this a maintenance charge. They're going to buy some spot treatment weed killer. So we'll just pick the maintenance PCard tile. And within this tile, there's a drop down. You see this drop down here. Each of these individual items here go to a different account code. So I'm just going to click materials, supplies, landscaping. And in the business purpose here, I'm going to type in spot treatment weed killer. Once I do that, I'm going to add my index. Scrolling to the bottom, we are going to add our receipt. And after we've done that, we will click save in the top right. And that should add it to our list on the left. You'll see I've got my 2 PCard charges in there so far. And we'll just do one more for good measure, and then we will call that a good report. Alright, let's click the plus button here to add another PCard charge to our report. Let's click this one here for $189.24 from Jimmy John's. Okay, so I thought this would maybe guess that it's food, but it did not try to guess it at all. So I'm going to select a valid expense type for this. I'm going to select food, then I'm going to select student athletics food. We're going to say this was sandwiches for a student event. So we'll click that. Okay, so it wants a business purpose and an index from me. I'm going to say sandwiches for fall student event. Index. I'm going to put the index in here. And in the past, you would have had to have filled out a college business meals form for this, but because we are no longer requiring a college business meals form for student food, that is no longer going to be required of you to upload or fill out. So all you really have to do is attach your receipt, and then you will click save. These 3 are going to go on this one report, and when I am satisfied with the way everything is, I'm going to hit submit, and then you'll see the right side panel has changed. Now you have a general overview of your charges that you're going to submit, and you have to click the submit button. Once again, you have to hereby certify that all expenses listed here are true and correct to the best of my knowledge and are for legitimate business purposes. So go ahead and click submit there. And once you do that, it should be in the hands of your immediate supervisor. Once you have submitted it, if you want to keep track of it, you can go to your dashboard, to the expenses header, and you can click view all submitted. And then you can click on the charge and click tracking to see where it is in the approval process. I hope you found this video helpful. If you need any help at all, like if you run into any compliance warnings and you can't figure out how to disregard them or get them off your screen, or if you just have questions in general, please call me or email me, Larissa Pray at lapray@dmacc.edu. Thank you.